So we're here in Proverbs 31, verses 19 to 21. And what we see here about the woman who fears the Lord is that she responds to need. She responds to the need of those who she has a direct influence over. And it looks like that those people are her husband and her children. And in 2016, for a woman who is not married with no children, the question for me is, how can I also respond to need in the same way that the woman in Proverbs 31 did? And those thoughts took me to a book that I'm reading, which is called The Challenger Sale. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a sales consultant for a nonprofit in Virginia. And it's no secret that sales is a very high pressure, high performance job. And it's male dominated as well. And there are a lot of masculine traits that one can use in sales to be extremely successful. In fact, the Challenger Sale actually discusses that and talks about those kind of traits that you may want to adopt so that you can be very successful at your job. But in doing that, it also talks about 5 traits of sales consultants and where they are in terms of success in the industry. And one of those is the relationship builder. And it says that the relationship builder is very generous with their time and work very hard to ensure that the customer's needs are met. In fact, they'll say, whatever you need, I'm here to make that happen. You just say the word. And there's a sort of quiz and qualifier in here to determine which sort of sales rep you may be. And it's evident to me that I'm definitely the relationship builder. And there are some sales reps who can be extremely successful and simply meeting need. And I realize that that is who I am. And that is the way that I go about my job and my role in my industry. And so I think that in 2016, that we can all still definitely adopt the qualities of the woman of Proverbs 31, whether we have a home with children or a home without, whether we work, in the field or whether we work in the city. The whole idea here is to recognize need and then definitely respond to it in a way that is so kind and so nurturing, just like Christ would.
I believe that this is a familiar concept that we're already aware of from Matthew. Matthew 25:40, where it reads, "Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done unto me." And the preceding verses explain who are the least of these are, and that's the sick, the poor, hungry. And so Proverbs 31:20 saying that the virtuous woman stretches her hand to the poor, reaches forth her hands to the needy. This is something that we should be living our life by making sure that we're not putting ourselves first. We see before that the virtuous woman is a selfless and sacrificial woman. So the question is, how do we do this without being burnt out? We live in a fast-paced society. A lot of times we're exhausted. We're, in traffic a lot. And there's just a lot of things that kind of make it seem like it's impossible to give to others when it's hard to do for ourselves. Well, I have a few tips that I think will be helpful for you to be able to put this practice into your actual life. The first, join an organization and commit yourself to volunteering, whether it be once a month, twice a month, or even weekly. And the best organization to do this is your own church. If you think about it, a lot of ministries are always in the community giving, doing back to school drives or feeding the homeless. And there's no need to reinvent the wheel and try to do this all by yourself. Just commit to volunteering with that organization, whether it be your church or another organization that's nearby your home, so that you'd be able to instill these values and instill this practice of giving to others and being selfless, as Christ has called us to be, as virtuous women, and in general, everyone, whoever's watching this. If you want to take it a step further and do something while you're on your own time, there's something my mom did, which I thought was pretty awesome. She used to put stuff together in a bag, and whenever she saw someone on the street, and this, I'm not saying she did this all the time, but there have been times that she's done it. She put stuff in a bag. She'd just give it to them on the street. And then one time it was a loaf of bread, peanut butter, and jelly. But if you can just prepare once a month putting non-perishables in a bag so that when you see someone on the street, you may not be as comfortable giving money, or you may not have money, but you can have these things that you can give to someone, and it's something. And I think people appreciate when you just give out of your heart. You do something like that, and it literally is better than nothing. So this is another way for you to give of yourself without being burnt out. This is once a month that you'd have to prepare that. So yes, that's all I'm going to say for today. This is just, again, an amazing way to just continue to give of yourself as Christ has called us to do. And I hope that we can learn from this.
So I think that over time we become super politically correct when it comes to a woman's role in the home. But I think that if we're looking at the context of a Christian woman who wants to be more like the Proverbs 31 woman, it is important to be able to take care of your home. Now, home management involves things like cooking, cleaning, lawn maintenance, laundry, interior decorating, decluttering. All of these things are important, and you can kind of maneuver and shift those things based on your context. So if you're a woman or living in an apartment, you won't necessarily need to worry about lawn maintenance. Or if you are married to a culinary genius of a guy, you don't necessarily need to take care of the cooking either. But you should still be able to know what to do if you're in these situations, not only to nourish yourself, but nourish your family as well. Cooking is based on who you are, maybe tons of fun for you to do, or it may be just a pain. But there's tons of different recipes you can look up online, YouTube tutorials to teach you how to cook if you don't know how to do it. Cleaning, if it just feels like it's just so daunting and you just don't have the time, consider hiring out for a maid to come in and help out. But also consider just cleaning as you go, just having certain days that you do certain chores and you just knock it out so that by the end of the week, your house is still clean. Laundry, set aside one day out of the week, maybe a Sunday night, to just put in a movie, get some popcorn, oh, maybe not the popcorn, but just put in a movie and fold, because you don't want butter on the clean clothes. That'd be gross. But interior decorating, if you don't have the eye, that's okay. Ask a friend. Say, hey, I love the way that you decorated your home. Can you teach me how to do the same? Or point me in the direction of maybe some paint colors or some places that have great pillows or throw blankets or whatever. Decluttering, it's important to declutter not only your inside of your home, but also the inside of you, your heart, your mind, your soul, your body. Make sure that you don't hold on to things unnecessarily. So internal cleaning in your home could just involve making sure that you get rid of the papers and bills, junk mail. Don't let everything pile up. The more that you get rid of stuff and get out of the habit of holding on and hoarding, the better your home will feel and be. So it's important to make sure that your home is a place that is not only livable, but also enjoyable for people that come and for you. So it honors God, it honors you, it honors your family. So make sure to be a little more intentional about homemaking.